Your favorite dragon riding knights are back. Dragunity deck coming up.
YugiBOOM!
Alright guys, so I know sooner or later we will be getting the Dragunity link, but I just couldn't wait because with Guardragons out, Dragunities are fun to play again. Made a deck profile a while back, and some of my spice is still in the deck, but a lot has changed since then, and of course, I'll always look for your guys' suggestion and give my suggestions of what's been working and what I might change so far, but let's get right into this bad boy. So for your main deck, a lot of the Dragunity monsters haven't changed. We're still running 3 ducks because he's going to be your main normal summon. He's the one who, when he's normal summon, is going to equip one of your Dragunity monsters to him. It's always going to be one of your tuners who special summon himself. And yeah, so he'll always stay at 3 in my opinion. Next, coming right up, is the OG tuner, 3 Dragunity Phalanx, sorry. He's, level 2 dragon tuner. He's really easy to use for the Guardragons, plus he's still one of your main tuners. You can just get into a Crystal Wing really easy, or a level 8 synchro that you need to with him and ducks. Next up is the newer guy who I was running 3 of before, which is Dragunity Koos. I tried using some of the other newer Dragunities when they first came out. I just didn't like them, couldn't find room for them. Especially like I mentioned earlier with the newer stuff coming out for dragons, I just had to keep stuff simple for the most part. So 3 Dragunity Koos. Plus side for him is, unlike Phalanx, who just has the summon effect, he can also be used as a level 4 for a synchro summon. So, and then last up for the Dragunities is 3 Mistletoe still. So you can, even before Guardragons, it was really nice to have a good amount of him in your hand with some of your other Dragunities, because he can just summon himself by sending away a Dragunity, and then he can equip when he's summoned. So if you have one of the tuners and him in hand, you kind of brick, you could still go into something. Then that's it for the Dragunity monsters. Now to Destrudo. I can't remember if before I was only running 1 or not, but I like 2 because him summoning back a lot more often than using him for a synchro. You're going to use him for a Guardragon or something. And he's just a really nice addition for free summons. Paying the life points could be a little harsh, but if it's going to get you like an Abyss or something at the end of the play, then it's worth it. Then still 1 Supreme King Dragon Darkworm. He's someone who I also kind of want to bump to 2, but right now I'm still just running the 1. His basic effect. He's going to be the main dragon you dump, most likely with Ravine, Dragon Shrine, and such, just to get him out free while you start your other shenanigans to go for your Guardragon stuff. I will say though, this deck does require you to be a little bit more thoughtful with your resources for the Guardragon plays. Then 1 Darkness Metal Dragon, because summoning him for free from the deck, plus on top of that he's still just a good card to have in dragon decks, period. I used to run this at more, but now I'm only running 1 Miss Valley Baby Rock. I've debated taking him out, but he still is a free summon, and being Wind and Wing Beast, he can be useful in certain situations. And he is an if, or he is a when and not an if, so that's another reason why he got taken down to 1. So next is the 1 Blackwing Zephyros, the Elite. He's going to help you recur your Dragon's Ravine, and he's just also a level 4 Winged Beast. And then being dark kind of helps with something else in this deck that I'll get into next. Which, my new spicy tech that I've been using lately is I'm running 1 Dark Samorg. I mean, I know people don't set that much in this meta, but he's just really easy to summon, and I found space in the deck until I'm get my card I will mention soon. And for now, like, I just really liked his synergy. I mean, you can summon him really easy, and you can also get him out the deck with Summon Sorceress. I mean, he wouldn't have his effect, but he's still a Winged Beast that you can use for other things as well. And then the last monster is still the 1 Pilica. So when she's normal or special summoned, you can target a Wind Tuner in your graveyard and special summon it in face of defense. Its effects negated, and then you can only summon wind monsters for the rest of the turn. But you can use it late in your play, and she's just a nice additional free summon. Plus, she's an E-Telly target. Moving on to the spells. So, as I mentioned with the Pilica, I'll start with my one-ofs. So we got the 1 E-Telly for the reason I just said. Then 1 Raigeki, 1 Dark Hole, because Dragunity's still not as fast as some of the other dragon decks like Blue Eyes and such, so you're going to need a little extra aggression with, this deck. Then the one Foolish, because gotta dump those dragons to the graveyard. And because I don't really benefit it as much as like Blue Eyes and Red Eyes do, I don't run 3 Dragon Shrine in this deck, but so I like to have the Foolish just in case. And then 1 Instant Fusion for something in the extra deck, and 1 Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn is just a nice card I feel like is necessary in any deck that can afford it. Then we have 3 Dragon's Ravine, your bread and butter of the deck. Your main field spell allows you to add level 4 or lower Dragunity monster or send a dragon from the deck to the grave by discarding a card. And like I said, if you have a Zephyros in the grave, you could bounce this to the hand and then play it again and send something else or search something else. And then of course 2 Terraforming to go. Sad it's at 2, but haven't really found a good set rotation target in this deck either. So I just keep it simple with the 3 fields and the 2 Terraforming. Earlier mentioned, we got 2 Dragon Shrine. Gotta get them dragons to the graveyard. You got no normals to dump with this, but you're still just gonna send whatever dragon you can. So 2 Dragon Shrine. The other card that over Dragon Shrine that I would want to bump to 3 is World Legacy Guardragon. I just feel like right now, like, this card is really good. It's essentially a Monster Reborn for all your tuners and stuff, and they get most of your plays off anyways. Plus it allows you to move a monster, you know, I believe it's a dragon monster in the main monster zone, so that helps if you mess up in your link placements and stuff. So you know, it's just nice to have this card. So if you got 3 and you don't like some of my spicy techs like the Dark Simorgh, I would definitely pop a 3rd one of these bad boys in. And then because I need a little more aggression in this deck still, I'm running 2 Twin Twister still. Sometimes you might have like a kind of a bricky hand, not the right combination of monsters, and if you can Twin Twister and use a tuner and you have a Dux in your hand, you could at least get something off, plus you just cleared a little bit of back row first. And then the last spell, which is 3 of, is Cards of Consonance, because you have, I believe, 8 targets, because you have 2 sets of your tuners, and then Destrudo counts as well, because he's 1,000 or less attack and he's a dragon tuner. So Cards of Consonance just really helps for the same reason like Twin Twister. You discard one of your tuners and you have a Dux in the hand. Now you drew a couple cards and then you can still go off and get a little something. Alright, so that wraps up the main deck. Moving on to the extra. The count for the Dragunity monsters has also changed severely in this new build, and I think it'll change as time goes on, especially when we get that link. But for now, we have the 1 Gay Durg because he's still really nice, especially like if you use him with Mist Valley Baby Rock, you can add him to the hand, then discard Mist Valley Rock, and then since it was the last thing that happened, he can actually summon himself, and then you can go into a Crystal Ring with that. Plus, he really used to facilitate the Attune play, but we don't run that anymore. But he's still a nice card to have. And then 1 Vadriana, because she's still the same thing. She helps you get a Crystal Wing out really easy, or another level 8 of your choice. And then going on to the level 8s, I still like to run 1 Stardust because he's wind. He fits a lot of the MO, and it's nice to just have him out as an extra monster sometimes. Like, if I can make an Abyss and I know what I'm playing is probably not going to have that many negates or cards to worry about, if I get to set up my board first, I'll get the free summon for the Abyss with the Guardragons, and if I have extensions, I'll make this instead of a Crystal Wing. And then, as I mentioned, 1 Crystal Wing. In the early stages of this deck, I ran way more than 1. I always ran 3 or 2 Crystal Wing because you could make it so easy in this deck. But the Guardragons changed a lot, so I still love Crystal Wing, but right now just 1 in the deck. And one thing I did bring back that I also don't remember if I ran in the old profile is going to be Dragunity Knight Ascalon. He does target, but the fact that he banishes, plus he's 3,300, is just a nice addition. Like, there's so many monsters right now that can't be destroyed, you know, so it's like really nice to just have that banish effect. Plus he's pretty easy to make in this deck. And then the last Synchro you're going to be running, which is only going to be summoned from your Aggro Pin, is going to be the Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. The plus side to anybody trying to make Guardragons with pretty much any dragons you want to run is this guy getting a reprint really lets you put that engine in almost any dragon deck. So that's it for the Synchros. Moving on to the links, of course we have the 1 Guardragon Pisty, the 1 Elpie, and the 1 Agar Pain, because you gotta have the playset of them. I don't see the need to run more copies of each of them, just the simple and plain for the Guardragons. 1 Twin Triangle Dragon, because he is usable with your Mistletoe, plus he's just a nice easy way to summon Sork and stuff like that. Still running 1 Great Fly because Sometimes I may just have like some stuff in the graveyard and an E-Telly in hand and a Dux as well. He's like your main go-to guy. And if you could just Pillica out, make a quick Great Fly, and then just sit on a Crystal Wing, sometimes that's better than just going for nothing. And then one Summon Sork, because Summon Sork is broken, and Runner while we can. The next thing might not be so easy for most people to run, but you definitely do want to run 2 Saryuja in this deck. It's just so good with the Guardragons when you do get the plays off, and it's just kind of necessary too to have the right slots open for the monsters you're summoning. But either way, if you can't run 2 Saryujas, I would definitely get another Dragon Link, because sitting on the Guardragons, you're forced to link into something that is Dragon. So if you can't run 2 Saryujas, I would definitely run like a Borreload or Beauregard if you're going budget. Just any rank 4 or link 4 Dragon monster. And then last, I still run a 1 Mavelis. So this is another thing I've kind of been like teeter-tottering back and forth with, because as much as it's nice, I don't really rely on needing a Wing Beast monster as much as I used to anymore when I was super relying on just the Synchros. So it's still in the works. I feel like it's just something old I can't give up, but it still does come in handy. I do not run rank 4s anymore in this deck, so you're never really going to use it for that, but it does help when you don't have that Wing Beast that you really need in order to go into some of your Synchros, because your Synchros are restricted by Wing Beast and Dragon monsters. The Dragunity ones at least. So that is it for my updated Dragunity deck profile. Tell me if you guys have already thought of your own spicy techs when the link comes out, if I can do anything to this deck to make it better. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow us on our social medias for deck profile updates, and please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below.